Hello one and all. Why do I start these so weirdly all the time? I hope everyone is well, and I'm sure that watching the past few videos has left you completely inspired to start exercising, because I have been preaching these positive effects, which I do believe in. But I also know that starting exercise can be extremely intimidating and it's quite easy to lose motivation, and I'm hopefully going to be giving you a few tips and tricks on how to stay motivated when you're starting exercise. So throughout this video I'm basically going to be referencing this theory called the Self-Determination Theory, and this basically states that to remain motivated when you're completing a task, you want to have intrinsic motivation, which is that motivation that's within you and it's not based off external factors. It's where you personally feel a sense of progress. This theory says that there's three basic psychological needs that you need to achieve effectively to maintain that motivation, and I'm just going to go step by step through those three basic needs and how you can achieve them. So the first one I'm going to talk about is competence, and this is where you are striving to achieve a mastery at whatever you're doing. You want to get better effectively. And it can seem like a pretty basic thing to say that you want to get better and that'll help you get motivated, but it's actually seen a lot of the time where people don't take the steps where they can quickly and effectively get better, and they lose motivation. So for example, when I started the gym for the first time, because I quit after a while, funny that, I'd just walk in and just sort of do a few bicep curls, a few like squats or something, and then I'd walk out. And I wasn't making progress towards any goals. And that brings me on to the first thing that I wanted to talk about, is that creating a plan or creating a routine is extremely important, first of all to maintain motivation, but also to make progress towards goals. Because going in and doing stuff aimlessly, you're not going to get anywhere. And I know when I properly started gym, when I actually maintained the effort levels, it's because when I went to the gym I had a routine and I had a set plan, and because of that routine and plan I could see that progress. I could visually see that my weights were going up, and then I started seeing the more aesthetic benefits and obviously all the psychological benefits as well. So creating a routine and making sure that you know you're doing the right things is extremely important for motivation, because you can actually progress, which may seem so basic, and I don't feel like I need to say that, but a lot of people don't realise that. And this also applies to like cardio as well, making sure that, say you have a goal of becoming quicker over a short distance, not wasting your time and going for a 20k run, whilst it may bring cardiovascular, improvements, it's not going to help your sprint time. So it's having the goals and making sure you're taking the right steps towards them. So the next psychological need I'm going to talk about is relatedness, and this is where you desire a feeling of connection to others and a feeling that you are fitting in. And this is extremely important, especially when you're starting the gym or running. Not so much cycling and swimming, because you can't really see other people, but I know when I went into the gym I was like, I'm the smallest guy here, I'm lifting the smallest weights, this is embarrassing. Or when you start running, when you're like running and your cheeks just go like bright red and it just feels like you're so embarrassing and you're not even running quickly. It's important to realise that everyone starts off somewhere, and whilst I'm slightly bigger now, I did start off with those really small weights and it was a bit embarrassing, but now I'm at a place where I'm a lot more comfortable, and I don't like judge anyone for the weights they use, or when I'm running I don't judge anyone for the speed they're running. It's all about the effort you're putting in. It's not about what you're lifting or how fast you're going, and it's important to realise that when you're starting exercise, because it can feel almost embarrassing if you're going slowly or you're not lifting enough and you don't feel like you fit in because you're this small guy trying to lift weights in the corner of the gym. It's all about the calories you're burning and the amount of effort you're putting in, because that's where you're going to be making progress. If someone goes for a run and burns 1,000 calories but they're going really slow, they've done more towards their goal of losing weight, for example, than a guy that goes out, sprints 100 metres and then goes back inside. And obviously wrapping your head around the fact that everyone has gone through the same experience is very difficult, So a couple of things you can do, I guess, to help that is find someone else that's starting off with exercise, because then you feel you're both feeling the same things effectively, and it can make you feel a lot more connected to that other person, and then you feel a lot more a sense of belonging, I guess. Alternatively, you can actually find someone else who sort of exercises regularly, and because they're going to know how you're feeling because they've gone through the same experience and come out the other side. I know when I've gone to the gym with my mates who've been starting off, they might have been a bit hesitant to go to like the weight areas or something like that because they're not lifting as much as I am. But you know, you just comfort them and just make sure they know that no one's actually judging them. Personally, I only ever look at weights if they're lifting like some stupid amount, and then I'm just interested to see if they can actually do it. And the last psychological need is a feeling of autonomy, and autonomy is a feeling of control over one's actions. People are actually less likely to maintain motivation if there is an external incentive, and it's when you want to be working toward your own goals and doing your own things is when you become intrinsically motivated, like I said, and you're more likely to continue. It's important to realise when you're exercising or doing any form of exercise is that you are doing it because you want to, and whether this is because you want to lose weight or if you want to get fitter, if you want to lift more, you are the reason you're doing this exercise. You want to focus on what the reasons are for you completing exercise, the benefits effectively you'll get out of it, and then you'll be a lot more motivated. You won't feel the pressure of others. And ensuring that you're doing your own research and sort of creating your own exercises or making your own plan is also important. I know that when I started off with the gym, I had a set routine that I followed and that was made by someone else. But then I started doing my own research and finding my own exercises, trying out different things to see how I felt when I did them. And that helped me stay a lot more motivated because I had control. You've got to remember that there's not one way to achieve a goal, and by spicing it up a bit or changing up your routine, it just makes it a lot more interesting, a lot more enjoyable, and you can still get to where you want to be. That intrinsic motivation that you'll achieve from these three different needs, the autonomy, relatedness and competence, can really help drive you to continue to exercise and start seeing the benefits of exercise, which I do, again, believe in. And it's, you know, staying positive throughout the whole thing, because it's so easy to focus on the negatives. It's so easy to think of all the embarrassment that you might think that people are laughing at you or that people are judging you for what weights you're pulling or anything like that. It's just keeping positive, realising that you are making progress, and just starting exercise is the hardest step. The maintaining part you can do quite easily using these different tips, and just being proud of yourself for any progress you're making, because any progress is better than no progress. Whether it's losing a pound over 3 weeks or if it's just going up a slight bit of weight when you're lifting, any progress is better than no progress, and you should be proud of that. It's so hard to start exercising because it's so intimidating, and it feels like you're being judged from everyone else, and that is genuinely not the case. And I think even people who've been regularly exercising, you're still impressed by people's effort they're putting in if they are putting that effort. I know when I see someone in the gym who's maybe not as fit as me, but they're really putting in like a graft, and you can see they're trying as hard as they can. It's impressive and it's motivating for me as well, because I feel like I need to match it. So just take it step by step, day by day, try implement it into your routine, try achieve these needs, and you'll see the benefits. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I think that was quite a quick one. I think I'm going to talk a lot more about exercise because I do enjoy it. Please remember to like and subscribe. It only takes a second. You just scroll down and then click. That's all you've got to do. It's actually longer to keep having to click on my Instagram bio and watching the video. You might as well just subscribe. That was begging it so much. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. That's me. Cheers lads. See you later.